Hey guys, Cece back with another video, and today's video, as you can see from the title, is going to be another declutter. Y'all know when I sit like this that is what we are doing. And today's declutter is going to be primers. It's going to be face primers, eye primers, and concealers. Okay, so I have my fair share. I just have the face primers laid out here. There are quite a bit of face primers here. Definitely don't need this many. This much makeup is totally ridiculous. So we're going to try to declutter some of these. I don't know how many I'm going to declutter. Like I told you guys before in the last few videos, my last few declutter videos, decluttering right now is giving me anxiety. I don't know why. I'm usually pretty cutthroat at these things, but it's just been giving me anxiety lately. So I'm going to try to get to decluttering, and I'm just going to get rid of as many as I feel comfortable with, okay? So I use a face primer every single time that I wear makeup, so I do like to try different ones. So that is why I have so many, but this is still kind of ridiculous. So we're gonna just get rid of as many as we can. So let's start with a few that I know I'm keeping. These are brand new. I just showcased them in my recent haul video. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and this is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I have not touched either of these, used them yet, so we're gonna have to try these out. Another one that I don't want to get rid of is the number 7 Beautifully Matte Makeup Base. This was actually discontinued, and it's such an amazing primer, so I want to keep it just because I can't get it anymore. A few more that I know I'm going to keep are the Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For. I've talked to you guys about this a million times and I love it. Along with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Primer, keeping that. I'm also going to keep my Smashbox Primerizer. I love this. This is really hard, you guys, because I'm also going to keep the Fenty primer, just not ready to get rid of that yet. This, what is this? Touch and Soul No Problem. This Touch and Soul No Problem, this is a brand new one that I'm also keeping, along with this Becca Evermatte Primeless Perfector. This is one of the primers that I love, one of my all-time favorites, so I'm also keeping that. So let's talk about some of the primers that I'm actually getting rid of. I know I'm going to get rid of this Milani Prime Shield. It just isn't my favorite. Neither is the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Illuminate. I am going to let that go. And I'm also going to let go of this Professional Pearl Primer. I'm not even sure why I got this little guy, but I'm going to let that one go also. Let's also get rid of the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation. I'm sorry, Photo Finish Primer. And this is the small one, the regular Photo Finish Primer. I don't like this, so I'm going to let that one go also. I'm going to get rid of these Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. Oh, this is actually a liquid shimmering skin perfector. This shouldn't even be in here. This is a highlighter, but I'm going to let that go. And then this should be in here. This is the Backlight Filming Primer. This is something that is definitely for non-oily skin people, so this one goes as well. Some more keepers that I have in this pile. I'm going to keep this YSL All Hours Primer. I'm keeping this NYX Pore Filler. I am keeping the Cover FX Blurring Primer, which I actually got in a BoxyCharm. I'm keeping this L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer also. So I do have 2 of these Cover FX Mattifying Primers. I don't need the travel size one, so I'm going to keep the full size and get rid of the travel size one. I'm going to let these 2 go. This is the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Primer. I'm going to get rid of that, as well as this Cover FX Illuminating Primer. Anything illuminating I just don't need, so I'm going to let that go. And this Catrice Anti-Shine Blur Stick. I have so many of these, so I'm going to let this go as well. I have several blur sticks at this point, and I just don't need this one. I only need to keep one Benefit Professional, so I will just keep. Actually, I'm not even the hugest fan of this, and I feel like I have things that work better than these, so I'm going to get rid of both of them. The Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. I have so many smoothing primers, so I'm going to go ahead and keep the big one, and it's almost gone, and then I'll get rid of the tiny one. Keeping this Maybelline Blur Stick. This is one of the newer makeup items that I bought, so I'm going to keep that. This Dr. Brandt Pores No More is almost gone, so I'm going to keep that and finish it all up as well. I'm going to get rid of this Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Primer. I really do like this primer. I have so many other mattifying poreless primers. I just really don't need this, so I'm going to let this go. But I am going to keep this MAC Prep and Prime. This is the Skin Refined Zone Treatment. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep this NARS Pore and Shine Control Primer. And I'm going to keep this Urban Decay De-Slick Complexion Primer as well. I'm also going to keep this Too Faced Hangover RX primer, but I'm going to get rid of these three, and this one is the Black Opal Invisible Oil Blocking Mattifier. This one didn't work as well for me as I wanted it to. I'm going to get rid of the MAC Prep and Prime, and I'm also going to get rid of another Smashbox Photo Finish primer. Now here are all of the primers that I am getting rid of. We started with 4T primers, and this is what we're gonna let go of. So I got rid of a lot of my small sizes, Cover FX, Benefit, Becca, Catrice, Makeup Forever, More Benefit, MAC, Rimmel, Soap and Glory, Black Opal, Smashbox, Maybelline, Milani, Huda Beauty, and Marc Jacobs. So I have here 19 primers out of the 41 that we started with, which means I got rid of damn near half. So super proud of myself, but these have got to go. So here's my little collection of eyeshadow primers. I really don't have that many, but sometimes I use a paint pot, sometimes I use concealers for eyeshadow primers, so it really makes no sense for me to keep all of these in my collection. So I'm just gonna get rid of some of them. I know for a fact I wanna get rid of the NYX eyeshadow base. This is the white one. I just don't need it. I also wanna get rid of this Too Faced Candlelight Shadow Insurance. This has to be so old, so I'm gonna let that go. I wanna get rid of this Wet n Wild Jumbo Pencil, and also both of these Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primers. Both of them have to be super duper old, so I'm gonna get rid of those. Let's let go of this Too Faced Shadow Insurance, this glitter glue. I don't need that little sample there because I do have this NYX glitter primer that I am keeping. This is the LA Girl primer. I actually kind of like this. It's like a skin tone primer, so I'm going to keep that. I also really enjoy my Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow primer. This has a 6-month shelf life, and I've probably had this well over 2 years, so I'm going to let that go. Definitely keeping my matte Prep and Prime 24-hour eye extend base. I love that. This black jumbo pencil really isn't necessary, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I will keep this little Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I feel like just for nostalgia's sake. I'm going to keep this Maybelline, what is this, Master Prime eyeshadow base as well. This is the Tarte Colored Clay eyeshadow primer. I couldn't tell you the last time I used this, so I'm going to get rid of this one too. But I am going to keep, because I really like it, this Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer by Elizabeth Mott. I got this in an Ipsy bag, and I really like this primer. So I'm going to whittle my eyeshadow primers down to 6. These are my keepers, and these are the primers that I'm getting rid of. So I'm getting rid of 2 Wet n Wild Jumbo Sticks, a NYX eyeshadow base, 2 Lorac primers, Essence, Too Faced, and Tarte. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 eyeshadow primers that I'm going to let go, and then 6 that I am going to keep. So here we go. I know this is what y'all have been waiting for. I already know. Here are all of my concealers. It's too much. It's too many. It's too many. We got to figure something out here. So let me count them up for you. So these are 37 concealers sitting in front of me. And then I have my Tarte Shape Tape, but that is upstairs. I'm not getting rid of that. I never intended to, so that can stay upstairs. So 38 concealers are what I have in my possession, and I need to try to get this down to a workable number, okay? So please, Lord, be with me. In case you guys haven't noticed, I have like an unhealthy obsession with face products, concealers, foundations, setting powders, things like that. I have an unhealthy obsession with, so this just kind of feeds into that, but let's get rid of what we can, okay? Gosh, let's start easy. Obviously, the things in boxes, not getting rid of these. These are my Too Faced Born This Way concealers that I haven't even tried yet, so I'm keeping that, along with this Hourglass Veil Concealer. Also haven't tried it, so I'm keeping it. You know what? Let's finally get rid of these NYX Conceal, Correct, and Contour concealer palettes. These have to, oh my gosh, I don't even want to discuss how old these probably are. And they have a 12-month shelf life, and they're cream, so it's probably, I don't even want to discuss the nastiness harboring in here. So I'm gonna let these go. I am, however, keeping this Ruby Kisses 3D Face Creator. I just rebought this. This was such a good concealer, so I definitely am keeping that. I'm also gonna keep these. No, I'm not. I'm gonna get rid of this Anastasia Beverly Hills potted concealer. I just never ever use it, so I'm gonna let that go. But I am gonna keep this Bare Minerals potted concealer. I really enjoy this one, along with my NARS Soft Matte Complete Coverage Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I'm keeping both of those. I never ever color correct anymore, so I can let these colored concealers go. I only had these two, but I just never color correct, so I'm gonna let those go. I'm keeping this Laura Mercier concealer. It's another one of my newer ones. This is the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer in the color 3W, so we're gonna keep that one. All of these stick cream concealers, I just never use these. Sometimes I used to use these on my no makeup days, but I just don't really use these anymore, so I'm gonna let those go. I'm also gonna let go of this BH Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. I remember using this one time and it was just super heavy, and I just never ever reached for it, so this has to go as well. Along with my Beauty Bakery concealer. I love Beauty Bakery, don't get me wrong, but this concealer just is not the business on me. I do not like the formula. A lot of people do like the formula, but I just don't. So I'm gonna let this go. Now that foundation, that's my jam, but I gotta let this concealer go. Some keepers here are both of my Urban Decay concealers. I have the All Nighter and the Naked Skin concealer. I'm keeping both of those. I'm also going to keep my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is their original Born This Way concealer, so I'm keeping this one. Here's another cream concealer. This one's by MAC. I don't think I ever used this. That just feels like it would be so heavy underneath the eyes though, and I really don't use concealer anywhere else. This is their Match Master concealer, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. I've had this Sephora Bright Future concealer forever and ever, so I think I can let that go now. And I'm also going to let go of my Kat Von D Lock-It concealers. I have one in my skin tone and then one in a lighter shade in the shade M29 Neutral. I just never used this concealer. The last time I used it, it was just kind of like heavy underneath the eyes, and it really just wasn't my thing, so I'm going to let that go. I'm doing pretty well here, you guys. I am doing pretty well. I am going to keep these LA Girl Pro Concealers. This one's in the shade Pure Beige, and I haven't even opened it. And this one's in the shade Medium Bisque. So I'm going to keep both of those because I love this concealer. I also have two of these Wet n Wild's, what are these? Photo Focus concealers. I am going to keep Medium Peach, which is this one, and I'm going to get rid of Medium Tawny. Which one's darker? I actually think Medium Tawny is darker, so I'm going to keep Medium Tawny, get rid of Medium Peach. L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer, one of my drugstore faves, so I'm totally keeping that. And I'm also going to keep this Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I have not used it since they came out with these new shades, so this is new and I want to give it a try. I really did enjoy the Kylie Concealer, so I'm going to keep that. And I'm also going to keep this one shade of the ColourPop Concealer, and this one's in the shade Deep Tan. Deep Tan? Yeah, Deep Tan. So I'm going to keep this in the color, no, this is too dark. I'm not going to keep this one. Which one is better for me? This one's just tan. That's a good shade. I'm going to keep Tan in the ColourPop Concealer. And then I have another one. This one's in medium. I think this one is just way too light. Maybe not. Maybe I can mix it with tan. I'm going to keep medium as well. I'm definitely getting rid of this Smashbox Photo Op Under Eye Brightener. Don't use this ever, so I'm going to let that go. Where are we? This NYX HD Concealer. This is way too light for me. I want to give this a try, but this is just way too light for me. So I'm going to have to let that go. Like, that is just super light. This one's in the shade Medium. So I would need to get the next darkest shade. All right, let's do some swatches. I have two Makeup Revolution concealers here. This one's in C11. I think I like that shade for under eye highlighting. Yeah, I think I like that. This one's in C7, which is super light. Yeah, that's white. That is white on me. So we're gonna get rid of C7 and I'm gonna keep C11. Last two concealers, I think I'm gonna keep both. The Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer as well as the Ulta Full Coverage Concealer. I'm gonna keep both of those. Uh-oh, y'all, I think we did pretty good. This is what we're getting rid of. So let's take a look at what it is. Alright, so like I told you all, we started with 38 concealers. This is what we are going to be getting rid of. So I'm getting rid of some NYX, some Anastasia Beverly Hills. What is this? Laura Geller, BH Cosmetics, MAC, Sephora, Essence, Kat Von D, Wet n Wild, ColourPop, ELF, Makeup Revolution, NYX, LA Girl, Beauty Bakery, more Kat Von D, and Smashbox. So all in all, we're getting rid of 19 concealers, which is amazing. That is exactly half of what we started with. So that leaves me with only 19 concealers, which is really great. I'm happy to get rid of half of my collection if I'm not using it and it's really just sitting and taking up space. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and all the love you're giving me on my declutter series. Make sure you're giving them a thumbs up and also leave a comment down below on what video you would like to see next. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on my social media, as well as subscribe to my vlog channel. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.